Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Savannah and welcome to my channel. So for today's video, I created this summery halo eye, as you guys can tell. I haven't done a halo eye in a freaking minute, like a hot minute, so I decided to do one today, and this is what I came up with. I'm actually really happy with how it came out, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. If you guys want to learn how to get this look, be sure to click subscribe and keep on watching. Alrighty guys, so I already did one eye off camera, I did my brows off camera, I did some wing liner off camera just to save everybody some time, because if we are doing all that stuff on camera, we're gonna be here for forever and a day, okay? So we're just gonna jump right into this eye. The first thing that I'm gonna do is prime. I use concealer, some people use eyeshadow primer. You can use eyeshadow primer. No hate to you, girl, do your thing, boo-boo. I just feel like concealer does the exact same shit for half the price, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and buff that out. Now I'm just going to set that with any white or bone colored powder that I got laying around. You can use some translucent powder, you can use face powder, you can use whatever powder you got. Just make sure it's close to skin tone or closer to the white side, just to set that concealer in place. Okay, so for this entire eyeshadow look today, we're going to be using the Morphe 35C palette. Such a beautiful palette. I use these palettes in almost every single one of my videos just because they're so versatile. They have so many colors. Look how many shadows you get just in one tiny palette. You are more than welcome to use whatever shades you have on hand, but these are the ones that I'm currently in love with. So the first shadow I'm dipping into is going to be this yellow shade down here. I'm just picking that up on a big fluffy brush from Wet n Wild. This brush is literally like $1, but it's so nice at blending shadow, and it's so soft. I'm gonna go ahead and buff that into the upper crease area. Just gonna get a nice little base shadow down. The next shade I'm picking up is going to be this orange shade right here. I'm picking that up on a pointed crease brush, and we're just gonna really put the brush in directly like this. Try not to slant it like this or like this or like this. Just kind of go straight in like this. Try to get the color really precisely right there in the center on that crease area. And you're just gonna wanna keep building up this color little by little until you get the desired color of orange you want. I kinda went a little harsh on this side, but and so it's gonna take me a little while to kind of build it up, but just take your time, it'll get there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take an even tinier crease brush, like so, and I'm gonna dip into this red right here, and ever so slightly just put this in the crease area. I'm using a super light hand, building up that color. Take your time, take your time. And then going back in with the brush you used for the orange and just buffing it out. And then going back with the brush you used for the yellow, doing the same thing, just buffing out that edge of the orange. Now I'm gonna go ahead and dip into this little purple shade down here. This is a accent brush from Real Technique, so it's a little dense, but it's perfect for the inner and outer corners, which is why I like it. I'm just gonna put just a little bit of that up, and ever so slightly again, just dabbing that on the inner corner, dragging it inwards, and on the outer corner, dragging it inwards as well. Then going back in with the brush used for the red and just buffing out those edges again on the crease area. You want everything to just blend together seamlessly, create a nice little gradient. Don't want it looking too harsh. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the halo eye. And for that, I'm gonna use the same concealer I used to prep my eye. And with a halo eye, it's super important to just keep it right in the center. You're gonna be tempted to wanna just say fuck it and do a whole cut crease, don't do it, boo-boo. Don't do it. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and set that concealer with some white eyeshadow that is also in that palette. I'm not gonna show you guys because it's just white shadow. And then I'm gonna start to kind of buff out the edges of that concealer with the white shadow, just so it's not so harsh. So I'm just taking the tip of this brush, kind of just flicking at the edge to kind of buff it down a little. And then I'm taking the same brush that we used for the red, dipping into it a little bit, and then instead of swiping the color on, I'm literally going to tap it around the edges of that concealer. Just to give it a nice little blend. And I'm gonna lightly swipe it on the crease. Kind of blend that a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of winged liner. Lately I've been doing my wing, but I'm not taking it all the way into the inner corner. I've kind of just been doing the wing and then dragging it to the center, and that's about it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, we're going to stop on the eyes for a little bit. We'll jump back to them after the face. To prime the face, I used this in my last video. It's my favorite primer this summer, okay? This is the NYX Honey Do Me Up primer. I feel like it gives such a perfect amount of stickiness for foundation to kind of sit on. It's not like super gooey. It doesn't feel like gross when you rub it in. It kind of feels like a serum. Yeah. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Flawless Finish foundation. I know when this foundation first came out, it was getting like all kinds of crazy attention. Everybody was loving it. So I'm going to use this one today. This one is in the shade Sand. And I like to go in with a brush first, kind of give me all the coverage, make sure most spots are covered. And then I do have like larger pores on my cheek area, so I kind of like to swirl it in there to kind of cover the pores a little bit more. And then I like to go in with a damp beauty sponge and just pounce everything out, get rid of any lines or any spots I may have missed with the brush. This foundation actually has pretty decent coverage. I know you guys saw all my redness that I had from all my extractions that I did, but this foundation did a really nice job at covering all of them, so I am happy with that. I do have a C7. I just bought a new C7 because I didn't think I had one. I'm so stupid. For concealer today, I'm going to be using the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye concealer. This is a full coverage anti-aging waterproof concealer. I've used this a couple times, but I've literally had this concealer for a hot minute because you do not need that much of this concealer at all. Like seriously, that is all you need. I promise you, that is all you need. I'm going to go in with a Morphe E20 brush and just pat that in a little bit. Make sure we get that inner corner. And then bring it down. And then go ahead and take that same damp beauty sponge and pounce it out. For setting powder today, I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution Banana Setting Powder. I'm gonna go ahead and bake my nose a little bit too. I don't know why, but I noticed in my last video she was looking a little large. So I'm gonna try baking it a little bit today. To set the rest of my face, I'm using this CoverGirl Full Spectrum Matte Ambition Face Powder. This one is in the shade FS170 Light Medium Golden. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you already know what I'm gonna contour and bronze with. I'm using the number 7, the number 7 caramel bronzer. So pretty. And then I'm gonna go ahead and bronze with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. So first I take a Morphe M530 brush and dip into the number 7 bronzer, and I'm gonna go ahead and start contouring the cheeks. And then I'm gonna jump in with a Morphe M527 brush and dip into the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. For blush today, I'm taking this number 7 blush. This is an Apricot Blossom. And I always go a little extra heavy on the blush just because I feel like it is the first thing to wear off your face. I know that sounds really weird, but I swear to God it's true. Like everything else will still be there except for your blush. Like your highlights still pop in, your bronzer, your foundation, brows, eyeshadow, everything is still good, but the blush always seems to fade away, at least on me anyway. So I always go a little extra heavy with the brush, with the blush, and then I go ahead and brush this excess powder off and it kind of diffuses it a little bit. So this is the part where I like to set everything on the face just so all the powders have a chance to kind of soak in. I'm using the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus setting spray. I can't talk, oh my gosh. For highlight today, I'm gonna use this Dose of Colors by DesixKaty collection. This one is in the shade Fuego. Now we're gonna go ahead and jump back into the eyes and do the lower lash line. I normally keep the lower lash line pretty simple. I literally do the exact same thing that I do on the top, on the bottom. So same order, same brushes, same colors. So I'm first taking that yellow shade on the Wet n Wild Fluffy brush. Isn't this face so attractive? Then picking up some of that orange shade on the same brush. And then picking up some of that red shade that we also used a little bit of. And then some of that purple shade that we also used. This is gonna go as close to the lash line as possible. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take some eyeliner, some black cream eyeliner, and just line my lower lash line to give it a little bit of color. And then do the same thing to the top liner. You could also do that with some white. I think it would look really good with white. Why didn't I do white? I think the inner corner needs a little bit of a pop, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this Model's Own highlighter. This is in Peach Pearl. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this right in the center. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add some mascara to my lashes. If you wear falsies, go ahead and do that. I don't wear falsies, so just going to build up this mascara. Now the last part for lipstick, I'm using Anastasia liquid lipstick. This one is in the shade, I've been doing that all fucking day. This one is in the shade Allison. I'm gonna pop some of this in the center. This is Dose of Colors Lazy Daisy. And here it is. This is the final makeup look. I'm actually really happy with how this came out. I haven't done a halo eye in such a long time. I feel like I still need a little bit of practice, but overall it looks really good. I love the colors I chose, and I really like how everything just ties together. I was going for something summery again. I feel like I've been gone off of YouTube all summer just because of, you know, #quarantine. But lately I've just been feeling really inspired to do some makeup looks, so I'm trying to fit in as many summer looks as I possibly can before it is gone before we know it. But yeah, here it is. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you aren't subscribed yet, make sure to click that subscribe button before you leave. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!